Hello, my name is Sarah Zettel. And first of all, I hope everybody who hears this is keeping safe and well, and that all your families are the same. I am here to read you a excerpt from the first book in my Queens of Camelot series. This is from Risa in Camelot Shadow. This is a moment from early in the book. It's a quieter moment. I figure we've all had plenty of drama to last us for a while. This is a morning after scene. It just happens to be the morning after our heroine, Risa, has run away from home to avoid being married to an evil sorcerer, has been found by that sorcerer, has had her companion killed by that sorcerer, and was since rescued by a mysterious man on horseback. She's had a rough night, and now she's waking up. Risa woke slowly and reluctantly. The first thing she saw was a low fire smoldering on a floor of rough flagstones. The smell of horse hung in the air, overwhelming the smell of smoke. Memory rolled over her like thunderclouds across a summer sky. She pushed herself instantly upright and became aware of a stiff neck and a sore back. A cloak slithered off her shoulders, but she paid it no mind. Across the fire, she made out her mare, Thetis, standing beside a great white charger and a small bay palfrey. The saddles and tidy piles of harness waited beside the splintered wooden door. "God be with you this morning, my lady," said a man's voice, pleasantly, as if she had just walked into the great hall to break her fast. Risa nearly jumped out of her skin, and she stared. Beside her sat the rider who had come to her aid. He regarded her with patient courtesy, and in the firelight Risa could see that his eyes were the color of dark amber, warm and deep. His Grecian nose was somewhat crooked, having been broken at least once. His chin was clean-shaven, in the old Roman style, but it had clearly been several days since he had seen a barber. His mouth was wide, and his black locks brushed his shoulders. Risa realized that her own cloak lay beneath her, protecting her from the cold stones of the floor. It was this man's mantle that had fallen from her shoulders. She tried to bring some order to her thoughts, but her mind did not seem to be fully hers to command yet. She swallowed to clear some of the sand that seemed to clog her throat. "God be with you, sir." She meant to add, "Where am I?" But the sight of a cross over an ancient and dusty altar answered her question, at least in part. This was some ruined chapel. Before she could stop herself, she thought she ought to tell her father this place was in need of repair, so he could send his steward, Whitcomb, to survey its condition. But Whitcomb was dead. His throat slit, his blood stained the snow black. The sorcerer stood over him, and his pronouncement rang in Risa's thoughts. "For you now there is no God, no Savior, no Father, no mother, no protector save for me." "My lady," the knight said, "your humble servant can only hope it is not he whom you are thinking of with such fury." Risa wanted to laugh, but she knew if she began, not only would it be hopelessly rude, but it might swiftly turn to tears. She cleared her throat again and tried to remember her manners. First of all, she stood and picked up the cloak that he had graciously loaned her. It was rough wool, but well dyed a deep green, and lined entirely with fur. Not at all a garment of a poor man. "I would know, sir, to whom I owe such thanks. You surely saved my life." The knight had got to his feet with her. He was tall, this man, and broad-shouldered. His mail shirt and other arms lay beside the horse's harness, but he still wore his sword at his narrow waist. He bowed, a smooth and studied gesture. "I am," he said, "Sir Gawain, son of Lodock of Godolphin, and companion to Arthur, the High King at the Round Table." Surprise tightened Risa's fingers around the cloak. This was Gawain. She had been saved by the nephew and heir to the High King, the acknowledged champion of his chosen, and the one who sat at his right hand when the cadre of the Round Table met together. "Have I said something to give offense, my lady?" inquired Gawain as he straightened up. No, forgive me." Risa cursed herself for stammering and for her inability to stop staring. "It's just that I had not heard word of your being in this country, she finished, feeling the fool. She held the cloak out to him. She could think of nothing else to do. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Be well. Good night.